It's been said by people far wiser than I that no one person is an island unto themselves, and nowhere is this truer than in data privacy. As a privacy professional, it can sometimes feel that you're the lone crusader in the quest for a maturing program, but being a privacy Batman is exhausting. Developing privacy partnerships is the secret ingredient for ensuring privacy has a seat at the table within each department and decision-making process in your organization. Welcome back to the Privacy PowerUp series. I'm Erik Elliott, and a Senior Global Privacy Manager at TrustArc. Here are my top 4 tips for fostering a privacy-forward approach across your organization by building a culture of privacy, inspiring privacy teamwork, supporting privacy education, and focusing on actionable goal setting, with one bonus tip at the end to make for an even or odd 5. Tip 1. Build a privacy culture. Line your privacy program and priorities up for success by setting a strong privacy narrative. Often, there's an untrue assumption that privacy is a time-consuming roadblock, and that the privacy team is just there to say no to getting things done. But this doesn't have to be true. To overcome this assumption, you may need to market privacy internally. How can you demonstrate the many ways that privacy can be a lift reducer, problem solver, and a reduction of risk and other general unpleasantness, since nobody likes a regulator knocking on the door of the Batcave? Consider how privacy impacts different departments and how can they each benefit from greater data protection. What role does privacy play in human resources? It might be respecting employee privacy, consent, and data subject rights in benefits administration. For legal, this could be risk reduction, interactions with regulators, or figuring out how to legally transfer data internationally. And for information security, this may be the question of which technical controls can best protect personal data and allow the org to respond to security incidents. Each department's priorities will be different, and some good ways to identify these are to educate yourself on org structure, department function, and to have conversations with departments and decision makers to hear the details straight from the source. Next, think about ways the privacy team can support these priorities. From our above example, creation of the employee privacy notice can help guide HR. In the legal example, you could identify adequacy decisions, certification frameworks, or binding corporate rules as good options for transfers. For information security, you can provide support where incidents involve personal information, and so on. Part of selling folks on privacy hinges on showing them how it can help and not hinder accomplishing their goals, which in turn can encourage them to bake privacy features into their operations from day one. Tip 2. Grow privacy partnerships. Most privacy pros, even those on larger privacy teams, would agree. We could all use an extra set of hands. We know that privacy success requires the participation of many different parts of an organization. But we may sometimes forget that any and every department or employee can be a part of your network of privacy champions. You can start by identifying which departments in your organization play core data roles, like data governance, or touch large amounts of personal data, like sales, as well as why and how they are interacting with personal information. Ask yourself, are these departments already part of the privacy conversation, or will you need to bring them onto the team? Consider how you can support these groups by providing tailored education, guidance, and support, taking into account the special or unique ways that they may be using, collecting, or protecting personal information. Next, you can identify individuals across the organization who are already privacy acolytes or who have an interest in how privacy can help them succeed in their roles. Keep an eye out for opportunities to foster privacy interest and passion, regardless of where in the org it may come from. More on how you can get people engaged in tip 3. Finally, keep an eye out for pain points and privacy kryptonite like information siloing, and encourage open lines of communication. A top-down approach can unite the org in a common goal for privacy maturity. An executive sponsor or two, and inclusion of privacy in the organization's mission statement can encourage a privacy trickle-down effect. In the other direction, regular reporting to the executive team ensures that privacy considerations and the budget needed for the privacy program stay on their radar. Privacy steering committees are another great way to set the overall privacy tone for the organization and to include a variety of perspectives and subject matter expertise in one room. Carefully consider who should be included in this group. You want to make sure there's representation from core departments who interact with personal data and ideally have a few privacy champions present to organize and energize the group. Details like membership, meeting frequency, reporting, authority, and dissemination of high-level findings will help you assemble a committee of privacy superheroes. Tip 3. Foster privacy education. Providing privacy education and awareness is key to continue to grow your privacy culture and partnerships. Onboarding and annual trainings are of course vital, but the good news is you can augment additional creative approaches to increase engagement. Things like newsletters, presentations, privacy bulletins and updates, and events like Data Privacy Day, to name a few. Don't forget to account for different training needs within different roles and job function based on when, where, how, and why they touch personal information. These efforts can help departments and employees understand how data privacy impacts their day-to-day and why their role matters for a healthy privacy program. These activities are great because they can also spark interest in data privacy, encourage curiosity, and create the next batch of privacy champions who can inject privacy into their day-to-day and departmental operations. These partnerships, as we talked about in Tip 2, are essential for spreading the word and encouraging a privacy by design approach across relevant departments. Tip 4. Focus on getting from point A to point B with concrete goal setting and coordination. As you've seen in our previous tips, privacy philosophy and priorities are vital, but don't forget about taking the next step, applying and implementing those principles into actionable next steps. As anyone who does privacy assessments can tell you, identifying gaps is the easy-ish part. Determining how to take that information and find solutions is the challenging part, and you can't just stop at step 1. Some goals can be categorized by department or job function, but many will have a multidisciplinary focus, needing the cooperation of subject matter experts across different parts of the org. And all goals should tie the merits of privacy to the organization's high-level values: customer service, time saving, risk reduction, consumer trust, product improvement, and business differentiation. Some goals may be as simple as customer service will be trained on the DSAR playbook once a year, or compliance will CC legal on all privacy complaints. Other goals may be as complex and involve as many stakeholders as obtaining an ISO certification to measure control effectiveness. Regardless of complexity, goals that are documented, tracked, and specific enough to be actionable ensure that stakeholders across the org are aware of their role in achieving these ends. And finally, our bonus tip 5. As with most things in life, it's all about perspective. Every individual member of your privacy partnerships have different values, skills, and understandings of data privacy, but all have something to contribute. Seek to understand these different perspectives and provide them a seat at the table. You may be surprised at how vital the contributions are from teams that are not typically associated with privacy. The marketing team may have some clever ideas for privacy events or social media campaigns. Web developers will have input on the best way to implement cookie consent tools and links to the privacy notice or trust center. And IT will know how to monitor the latest and greatest tools to protect company servers and workstations. Aim to foster some level of privacy awareness and education to the entire organization where possible, and encourage privacy enthusiasm. Don't forget to embrace your own curiosity for problem solving, creative solutions, and hopefully, flexibility and a sense of humor. I hope these tips will help you on your organization's journey to privacy maturity by recognizing and celebrating the vital role of cross-departmental collaboration and an interdisciplinary approach. Every department and individual contributor can have a role to play in your overall privacy program. With a little creativity and planning, you can bring together these subject matter experts from all across your org and work together to elevate those privacy principles, tear down information silos, and work together towards a shared privacy vision. Best of luck in assembling your all-star privacy Avengers. That's all for the Privacy PowerUp series. If you haven't already, please go back and watch the first 9 videos, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, or explore our other valuable privacy program resources at TrustArc.com. Thanks for watching the Privacy PowerUp series.